How do you build your own perspective in the midst of the many schools of thought? Yes. How do you build your own perspectives in the midst of the many schools of thoughts? There are people you even dislike because of what you heard from other people, things you couldn't even interrogate, and yet you believed. TheLadyKeziah is my name. I address the difficult yet necessary conversations we know we are supposed to have with our own selves and with the people around us. So you can title this video, Architecting Personal Perspectives in a World of Noise. Yes. Today is day 91 into 2026. On day 91 of our 365-day ascent, we stand at a critical vantage point. We have moved through the first quarter of the year, likely encountering a barrage of expect advice, cultural trends, and conflicting ideologies. In an era defined by the hypersaturation of information, the most valuable assets you and I can possess is not more knowledge, but a sovereign perspective. Yeah. Building your own perspective is not a passive act of collecting thoughts. You are just getting more knowledge, more information, and collecting. No. It is an active architectural process. It is the moment you stop being a reservoir for other people's dogmas and start becoming the architect of your own truth. Let's consider the following so we get a deeper understanding to what I mean then. Number 1, the filtering or the filter of discerning definitions. There are people you don't even know one-on-one, and yet you dislike them because of things people said about them that you couldn't interrogate. Let's look at number 1, the filter of discerning definitions. To build a perspective that is actually yours, you must first learn to categorize the noise that enters your orbit. Many of what we call our thoughts are actually a collection of 3 external forces. Yes, doctrines, which are tools, dogmas, which are cages, and opinions, which are noise. Doctrines are tools. These are established teachings and systems of thought. They are useful maps for navigation, but they are not the terrain itself. And that is why when some of you come from the angle of, oh, he used to teach like that, he used to educate like that, and today he or she is living differently, and we have been misled. I said, who misled you in the first place? When people's beliefs, their perspectives, and their paradigms change, they change as well. So when you buy into what they are running with at a particular time, without running it by you, your values, and the life you want to live, you can't turn around and say somebody has misled you. Yeah. So doctrines are useful maps for navigation, but they are not the terrain itself. Why do I say dogmas are cages? They are beliefs that demand blind obedience. Yeah. Dogmas thrive when you stop asking why and start following because I said so, said it. Do you get it? You are just running with something because one I said so, said it. And you realize it is not good for you. Opinions are noise. These are the collective whispers of society and religion, unexamined, unrefined, and many often based on the fear of being different. Everybody is supposed to live the same. No, you are not here to live like the majority of people do. No. A fully agentic human recognizes that doctrines are for testing, dogmas are for dismantling, and opinions are for filtering. Your perspective begins when you stop accepting these as truth and start treating them as data. Data because you need them, but not your truth. Number 2, the logic of progress, the additive audit. Additive audit. A personal perspective is built through the mathematics of the soul. When you encounter a new school of thought, apply a simple audit. That is, does this add to my capacity to live, move, and have my being, or does it subtract from my power? Does this make me small, or it empowers me to become more? If a perspective diminishes your confidence, silences your voice, or manhandles your potential into a smaller box, it is not a perspective worth keeping. Did you hear me? Real truth, your truth, will always expand your horizon, not to make you small. It would offer a logic of progress that allows you to ascend, become better, become more, not a weight that anchors you to a familiar ache of the past. Number 3, the courage of the unknown path, which many people are running away from. Building your own perspective often requires the willingness to be wrong in the eyes of the crowd. Yes, the many schools of thought are often just polished versions of a group think. They offer the safety of numbers, but they rarely offer the power of purpose. To have your own perspective is to possess the courage of the uncommon. It means you have the strength to say, I see the map everyone else is following, but my internal compass is pointing elsewhere. I see what everybody has bought into, but I refuse to go that way. This is the regard confidence of a fully agentic human, having the ability to stand firm in your own discernment when the whole world is shouting for your compliance. Number 4, the interior silence. Finally, a perspective is not built in the midst of a crowd. It is refined in the quiet of your own agency. It requires you to step away from the digital noise, the religious and cultural should-dos, to ask the singular question, what is true for me? What is true for the life I am ordained to live here? It is in this silence that you discover the difference between knowing what to think and understanding how to think. You stop being a passenger in the school of what is popular and become the founder of your own school of what is purposeful, meaningful to your life. Yes. A life lived according to someone else's perspective. A life lived according to the popular perspective is a life on load. Should I repeat? A life lived according to someone else's perspective, the popular opinions, is a life on a load. To be truly free, you must own the eyes through which you see the world. You must own the eyes through which you see the world, not always being interpreted to by other people. As we move into the second quarter of the essence, please don't just learn more, discern more. Be careful what you are sowing into your mind, for your perspective is the seed of your future harvest. So yes, the essence continues, but are you ready and willing to own your view? TheLadyKeziah is my name. I'm a licensed psychosocial counselor and a transformative mindset coach. If you want to talk to me, work with me, visit my profile, my page or channel. My link is there, and book a session with me. We can become more, do more, and give more. In the comment section, let me hear what you think about this and what resonates with you too. Much love and blessings.